Hey guys, welcome into my third episode of Soul Awakening by yours truly, Sammy. Alright, guys, today I'm going to tell you more about me and who I am as a person and who my deities are and why do I respect them and why do I chose them. So, a little bit about me. I'm 23 years old. I'm in my last year at UNC Charlotte. My major is communications and minor in journalism. So basically, what got me into what spirituality is. What got me into spirituality. So, my whole family is actually spiritual, and that's why I got into it. It's like even if I wanted to turn it off, I can't really turn it off. It's just like one of those things that you can't do. Anyway, so when it comes to my spirituality, when it comes to everything else, when it um everything that has to do with under the table here, um I'm someone who believes in karma. I believe everything happens for a reason, all that stuff. What got me into spirituality? I am a devotee of Aphrodite, Lady Aphrodite, which I love her. She's done a lot of stuff. What I mean by that is like when I was in trouble and somebody was messing with me, she just came swooping. I lit her a red candle. She came within the next day and kicked him out. Or kicked butt. Well, it took a week though, but she still got around and kicked them butt because she was mad. Also, the other thing how I show my spirituality is I have a devotee bracelet and I also have an evil eye bracelet to block off the negativity, and also anyone who gives me the evil eye bounces back to them. It's kind of like all the eyes look at them at the same time. My devotee bracelet to Aphrodite, that's something from Etsy, especially made by another deity. Oh, sorry, by another devotee, like I am. What made me be a devotee to Aphrodite is actually a quite funny story, is because I wasn't really devoted to anyone at one point. I didn't really know who my spiritual people were or my spiritual family was. So I met Aphrodite. So I met her when I saw a lot of her images and her voice on TikTok. And that was like one of those clear times, I woke up saying, oh, Aphrodite wants to work with you. She wants to help you in your spiritual journey, help you in general. So I was like, all right, bet. So I'll let her help me. And so I've been working with her for about a year now. It's been a year. I think April will be a year. But yeah, that's just basically the one of the things I will say is if anybody wants to work with Aphrodite, please work with her. She's really nice. She's not mean. People think she's mean or people think that she doesn't really help, but she does. When it comes to anyone else, like if I ask her about anyone else, she's like, nope. But if it's for me, she's like, I did for you, That's kind of a wish that we both have. But again, my whole thing with spirituality is just interesting. I also have tarot cards. I do my readings for people, and I've been pretty right, which is I've been known as scarily accurate. So it's like people give me so like little information, and I'm just like, bam, this is literally what I tell you, or this is literally what I see, and it usually comes true at some point. If not immediate, it comes true at some point. And people are just like, "Oh, you're right." People say, "Oh, you're wrong," and then find out that I'm right. Like, "Oh, you're right." I'm like, "I know I'm right." But how do I devote myself to Aphrodite? Okay, so what I do is I always buy her flowers, like roses or like flowers that are pink, different colors. Never any dark colors because I noticed she doesn't like any dark colored roses or anything like that. I also give her apples. I cut some apples for her. I also give her honey. I give her wine, but she doesn't want wine. She told me she's like, I don't want wine. So, and then I also give her like her little special oil spray. I spray her special oil, special for her, onto the candles, and she really likes that. Like I noticed the candles start dancing, like woo, she likes it. She's having fun. But yeah, it's one of the things I've noticed about Aphrodite. Another thing about Aphrodite is people think that again, she's someone that doesn't like men. I'm not. It's not true that she does like men. She does. It's just she prefers to work with women who have their Venus in a water sign, which mine is in Pisces. Again, I'm a sun sign Pisces, a February Pisces. So of course she's gonna be like, oh look, she's a Pisces, because Aphrodite was born in the sea. You give her seashells. Also, you bring her to the beach, let her get cleansed. Let her feel the water so she feels recharged and energized. You also take her crystals, her her rose quartz, and you take it into the sun, put it in the moon, let it charge. There's also another method too. I don't think anyone knows this, but if you put cinnamon and gold sparkles on your left hand and you blow it towards the open of your front door, you can actually attract money. you have to do it every first of the month. It actually has worked. It's worked for me actually a bunch of times, and I've noticed I get an influx of money. My business starts booming, or like my tarot, or I get a lot more customers for my tarot, or my returning customers come back and they're like, "Oh, we want a reading, or we want this and that." I'm like, "Ooh." Sometimes I also had a reading. I've also had customers who come late at night, and they're like wanting a reading. They're like, "Oh, I know it's late at night. I know it's late at night." Yeah, for those who live in California or live like somewhere near California, I forget they're 3 hours behind us, and I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, but yeah, that's just one of those things. I get a lot of customers from California, or if I do get it from here, from where I am, it's probably like somewhere where they do it at 10 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock to us is like 7 o'clock in California, kind of thing, which is kind of early for them. But like, I do see an influx of customers coming in and out. But anyway, I love all my customers. I do. On my spiritual journey, the reason why I wanted to be involved is because I've always had this thing where since I was 18, I would able to predict things in my dreams and also see stuff from before. And I'm like, I've seen it before. It's like, ooh, or I'm just like, something about it is pretty interesting. Or I feel energies of like people, and I'm like, ooh, you have bad energy, or ooh, this person has good energy. Kind of like deciphering, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's just the one thing about be spiritual. Some people will make fun of you. Yes, there's people who make fun of me and say, "Oh, you're stupid," or "Oh, you're just doing it for the money," or "You're just doing things because you act like you're this and that." But in reality, I just want to help people, and I want to also be able to be respected because I can't do everything for free. It's not like, "Oh, yeah, no, I can only do it for free." You like no, like also when you have spirits you work with too, it's also kind of like you also have to be mindful and understand that spirits definitely want to get service and they want to get paid because it's not fair for them to use all my energy and then I get tired out. And it's also where if I don't have my energy, then how am I supposed to have my practice going, and how am I supposed to get everyone else to do readings, and how am I supposed to give them to people if we don't have that? But it is what it is with the world. But people do draining. What I mean by people are also the word vampire. Energy vampires are people who suck the energy out of you, and then you don't have energy for doing anything else, even homework or even doing podcasts, if that makes sense. For me, I want to do podcasts. I want to also be able to also explore my spirituality and be able to ask questions for myself when I do my tarot. Also, people who say you can't do tarots on yourself, yes, you can. You can do it on yourself. It's just more of those things where you have to understand that sometimes it may come off wrong, or it might just be because you might be so biased to the point where you don't want to see the truth or hear the truth. Um, there's those types of people too. But spirituality as a whole, I mean, it's something where it's worth going through. It's worth with the lifestyle, in my opinion, because I've been a lot more happier. Because before that, I was really sad and I kind of felt like really lost, and things were happening to me to the point where it's just like, oh my god, like when am I gonna get my break? When am I gonna get my lucky break? Or when will things will get better? When will this happen? That happen? And it's just I kept asking for answers, and I was just like, okay, how about I try? Maybe I try to try tarot, or get into spirituality. Once you get into tarot, you start developing a devotee, or getting a devotee. Because for the longest time, I didn't really have much of a devotee, or deity. It was kind of like a little bit confusing because then you get random spirits who do tell you stuff, but you don't know if they're good or not, and it's like, ugh. You don't want that. You don't want to invite anyone bad. Like you want the good ones, and you don't want it to be where it's like you're stuck with ugly energy or stuck with energy to the point where you're just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how am I supposed to clear it out? I don't have incense. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, it's almost that kind of conversation, all the type of thing where it's like you have to sit down and understand, you can't invite every single deity or a spirit into your readings or into your life because again, they can be trickster spirits. What I mean by that is like spirits who pretend to be someone good in reality. They are not anyone good. They're just like people who just want to take advantage, or people that say they will give you the world or give you money, but then they get what they want and then they leave you. Almost like people. It's a concept. But It is what it is when it comes to it. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not. But it'd just be nice if people were to open their eyes and be a little bit more open minded, especially in the dating world. Especially because I've seen people in the spiritual in the dating world to the point where they're not open minded. They just want to be quick to judge and say, "Oh yeah, you do this and that. That means if you do that, that means it means you're into this." That's like, huh? You're just like, what do you mean? Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, can you do a spell for me? And then some people ask for spells. Um, some people will ask like, "Oh, I want this person to be obsessed with me. I want this person to never leave my side. I don't want him to look at any other women besides me." I mean, well, granted, if you're married or you're with somebody, you would want that, or you would want somebody who is also into the same things that you are into. But also at the same time, you don't want someone to be so obsessed because sometimes the spells work a little bit too good, and then you're just like, oh damn. Now it's like, now they don't leave me alone. They keep blowing up my phone. They keep like being all weird and stuff. And normally you don't want people who are weird. Because the more weird people you get, the more worse it can get. Like sometimes you can get people who are so obsessed to the point where so obsessed where all they want to do is just be with you and not with anything else. And sometimes it can be very energetically tiring to the concept where you're just like, okay, how do I get rid of them? Or damn, I really did this candle spell and now they won't leave me alone. Like, do I just do something different or do I just let it happen? You feel stuck, like you feel like you're trapped. You're like, damn, I feel trapped now. It's just that's the downside of spirituality too. People don't believe, and like I tell my clients who get candles, you have to believe in this candle. You have to believe in the manifestation because if you don't, then it's not going to work. You're not going to get the results that you want unless you somehow turn around and say, no, oh no, I'm going to start believing, or I'm going to do something different and change my way of thinking. Don't think, oh, just because this doesn't happen as fast as it's not happening now doesn't mean it's not going to happen forever. Like if you're wishing for a soulmate, you may have to wait a little bit because, I mean, yes, some people can give you a timeline. That's just the downside. Again, that's just one of the things about spirituality and tarot. But spirituality itself, I think it's beautiful. I've always wanted to see more about how indigenous people do it because we get some of their teachings from it. I like how they heal people and they do crystals. Well, that's more like New Age, but New Age is more also like it's astrology. How Pisces belong with Scorpio, Scorpios belong with Pisces, or Cancer people belong with Pisces or Tauruses, like all that stuff. Do I believe in astrology? I do at times. I don't think they're 100% right though. But there's also a thing called a matrix chart, which is like where you type in your name and your date of birth, and it tells you numbers like from the tarot cards, like number 9 for the moon, or number 11 for the strength card, or number 8 for the magician. Magician means like manifestation. Strength means someone is very strong, or someone could be a Leo. It just all depends when it comes to who you're pulling for and what the question is. Like if someone's asking when is this going to happen, then you pull that card. Or the matrix chart, they say like, oh, you won't meet your person until you're 30 years old, or till you're 40, and you won't get married till you're 50, and you won't be able to get pregnant until you're 40. Do I believe in the matrix chart? I don't know if I really do. I looked at mine. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh damn. I was like, I can't wait so long, or I can't wait for my career to pick up like that. Like it needs to happen like automatically. It needs to happen a little faster for me, or else I'm gonna lose hope. Which losing hope is very, very common, especially for those who don't know, especially those who want everything to happen so quickly and like more convenient for them. Which I get it. I totally get it. Like, oh, I want this to happen. I can't wait. I need this to happen so I can be happy. True happiness happens within yourself, meaning that you have to be happy happy be by yourself, or be happy internally before the universe can give you that gift which you've been manifesting and been wanting. Because if you keep asking for it over and over again, then the universe is not going to want to give you that gift, and you might be lonely. So that's this has been episode 3 of Soul Awakening. I'm your host, Sammy. I hope you guys like and subscribe to this episode, and I hope you guys want to turn in for more episodes. Thank you.